Hi, Aaron.
Yeah,
For today's hearing, did you want to speak to Mr. Bowditch?
Mr. Who?
Mr. Bowditch, the attorney that was assigned to you before?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta wait for him to jump on to Zoom, okay? Because he wasn't aware anybody was gonna be by Zoom.
All right.
Good morning, all. Happy Tuesday. This one's kind of a tongue twister. If an asp in the grass is a snake, then why is a grasp in the asp a goose?
Good morning, Mr. Bowditch.
Morning, Heather. What
I'm
do we
gonna
have on Zoom?
Mr. Aaron Hunt was unavailable to be here in person, so he's by Zoom. So I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with him.
Aaron Hunt, is it a violation of probation or a sentence?
It's a violation.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Heather, we are ready on Mr. Hunt. Whenever the judge is.
Jeff, if you have any other ones that you want to do first, and then when you have a couple of them, then we'll get on.
Well, I've done Mr. McGraw, who is in person, and I've done Mr. Hunt. No one else has showed up yet.
Nobody's here yet. Okay. Well, they still got a little bit. It was just at 8:30, so
Yeah.
All right.
I'll see if there's anybody out there.
All right, thanks.
Did you stop? Aaron, I'm
Yes.
gonna talk to a couple people. Judge hasn't taken the bench yet. When he
All
does,
right.
we'll be ready.
All right. Thank you. It's 8:53. Getting ready to go to SOS after this court date. So put my jacket on. I have nothing to hide, so yeah. I'm just trying to get off probation so that I can be great in life. Make America to make America great again.
I'll get you in first. Very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, then we sit up here. You want? Yeah, you're right here. You go. Very good. Sorry, the front row here, guys. And you're counselor, you're on deck, so if you want to interject, come on. Yeah, well. That was more right. Please rise. Ready for the board down session on Brian, your side.
Good morning, people. Have a seat. What you got? You good?
Yeah.
Mr. Rowley, what do you want to start with?
I believe we have Mr. Blossom.
All right, Eric.
Your Honor, good morning. May it please the court. James W. Murray, P48047,
standing with Mr. Blossom, please. Your Honor, we've had a chance to review the pre-sentence report. We have nothing material to delete, a couple of points to add when permitted.
Sure.
So Mr. Blossom is before the court for sentencing. He has taken responsibility for his crime. I can tell the court that he is remorseful. He's taken some responsibility. And in particular, Mr. Blossom works for a company that his wife owns. It is a painting and drywall company.
Yeah, drywall company. Good.
And he has made alternative arrangements for driving back and forth on behalf of the company. Matthew Bezick is an employee that is tasked with maintaining the company vehicle and picks Mr. Blossom up to go to the work sites.
Okay.
And Mr. Blossom is prepared to pay all fines and costs up front today.
All right. Anything either one of you want to tell me about how long I put him in jail for?
Excuse me?
The recommendation is jail.
I'm hoping that ain't that you don't
Oh,
go with that
it's-
recommendation. I do run a business.
You're going to jail, sir. This is
No, I know that.
This is your 7th drunk driving offense.
I
So the
understand.
question is how long?
That's what I'm saying. Hopefully not that long. I do run a business daily. I'm the manager and run all operations on the business. I've been 2 years. I really regret what I did 2 years ago. I'm remorseful for it. It was in June. I know I got to accept my responsibilities. That's what I'm here today for. I'm just hoping that you can be as lenient as you can. And it's been 2 years, and I'm just trying to get. I got maybe 10 good years left in my life, and I'm trying to put this behind me.
Well, I hope you have more than 10.
Well, I'm pushing 60, and
Dude, I'm gonna make
drywall business,
100.
I said good years.
Well, I hope you're wrong about that.
Me too.
So what happened between 02 and 21? Were you just lucky, or
No, I wasn't
were
lucky.
you
I was
maintaining sobriety for that time period?
The report was accurate. I didn't drink, wasn't drinking and driving. I'd come home after work. That was my routine.
Yeah.
I'd have a few beers at home, and that was it. I didn't
Stayed
drink and
home.
drive. I've been trying to stay responsible. I've been running the business now for 21 years. I slipped up back in June there at the golf course, and I made a horrible mistake. And like I said, I wish I could take it back, and I can't. And like I said, now I'm here to pay the price for it.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Murray?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Did you do any jail time back in June of 21? Probably an overnight.
Yeah, just overnight.
All right, here's what I'm going to do, Mr. Blossom. On the open intoxicants file, I'm going to give you 30 days in jail, give you credit for 1 day. That'll close that file. On the high BAC count 1 case, I'm going to put you on a 24-month non-reporting probation. I'm going to charge you $1,000 and just keep my thumb over your head. You don't have any further problems at 24 months, we're fine. If there's further problems in 24 months, then I've got 93 days in jail on that file. Understood?
Understood.
You want to start the jail time now, or you want me to craft a way that I'm comfortable with leaving them out for holidays?
If I could have any extra time, it would be appreciated. I just got the notice on Friday of what to expect from the whatchamacallit, so I really haven't took care of any business with my builders or anything like that to that situation. So anytime.
Where's Whitaker at?
It's wow, Willis.
Oh, okay. Mr. Murray, here's what I'm thinking, and talk to your client, talk to Ms. Troy, whatever. I'm thinking that we'll give him like a 30-day bump before he has to start his time. And in the meantime, I want him on an alcohol tether. No drinking, period. You want to step out? I'm not in any rush to.
No, that's fine. I'm all good with that.
That lets you get through the holidays, lets him get things set up with the business, hopefully.
Mr. Blossom is appreciative of that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think I'm being extremely generous.
I do too.
But I'm looking at this huge period of time where there were no problems.
20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Report for jail. Let's do it January 2nd. All right.
Yeah.
And alcohol tether in the meantime. We can get him set up on that pretty quickly through one of the private agencies.
Yes, yep.
And the $1,000 on the first file, that's paid today.
Yeah.
All right. Any clarification necessary?
We understand completely.
All right. I don't like putting people in jail because I don't want you to think I'm making my day by doing this.
No, I think you've been very, very generous.
I think I've been more than fair, and I'm hopeful that you're going to prove that I'm right because there's not going to be any more
I
problems.
won't let you down.
All right. Thank you.
Judge, thank you.
You're welcome. Always a pleasure.
All right.
Are we ready on Hines, Mr. Zelnick? Come on up, gentlemen. Good morning.
Step up, sir. Edward Zelenak for the defendant. Your name, sir.
Zachary Hines.
Good morning. Are you gentlemen ready? Have you seen the report recommendation?
Nothing to add. It's accurate. I hope Mr. Hines learned his lesson. He's fortunate that Ypsilanti has kept him on, even though he's lost his commercial driver's license. And having grown up with a good family, good support for his own individual disabilities, I trust he's going to move forward. Is that correct, Mr. Hines?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think there's a lesson here, though, that you're with friends. You don't let friends coach you into drinking. First of all, you're dealing with other inabilities, and you had a traffic crash. You almost killed yourself. You know that friends that allow you to drink and sleep it off or not sleep it off are not friends. Is that right?
Yes.
That's why you got such great parents. Rely on your parents for that type of help. I'm sorry to give a lecture, but I got 3 kids.
No, you can't help it. So I'll just tag on. I've been running a juvenile program for 20 years, and I'm always dealing with kids. Same situation. Their friends encourage them to do stupid stuff. That's not my definition of the word. Okay. I think my friends are the people that somehow enrich my life. Either they make me strive to be better than I am. They just, lift me up when I'm having a bad day, but somehow, way, shape, or form, they make me more. You follow me?
Yeah,
more. Okay. If you're out with people and you're not imbibing and they're encouraging you to drink when you don't want to, that's not helpful, right? That's not letting you be you. It's not helping you be the best version of you. So maybe you got to change your circle of acquaintances. All right. My big concern on this case, Mr. Zelenak, is the high BAC and his young age.
That's correct.
So I'm going to go along with Ms. Trolley's recommendation.
Fair enough, Judge.
I want the evaluation, and if the evaluation says there's follow-up treatment necessary, I'm going to require it. If the evaluation says no treatment necessary, I'm fine with that as well. So I'm going to I'm going to adopt the recommendation in full, items 1 through 10. Fines and costs on the file, $1,300. You can work out payments today with Mr. Rowley if you need to.
They'll pay it today, Your Honor.
Okay. Any clarification necessary?
Nothing needs to be clarified.
Mr. Hines, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you taking us early. You know what? In addition to the other things I had, it was Judge Hessen at court and school at 10. So I'll extend your regards.
What's she do?
She's doing Carlson High School today.
What, is she doing sentencings? What's she doing?
Sentencings and yes. Same
Good.
type
We
of
used to
thing.
do that. COVID killed that.
You know,
I can't get it going again.
Judge, and I'm always available. Any chance to get on the stage? That old career
Yeah.
still bites at
Yeah.
me. Thank you, Your Honor.
Appreciate
Good
it.
seeing you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Trolley, what are we ready for?
I think we have Ms. Johnson here for sentencing.
Mr. Bowditch, which one do you have ready?
I have all the violations ready, Your Honor,
The ready? All right.
and 2 sentences,
Okay.
or 1 sentence.
Well, while I'm doing this one, decide which one you want to start with.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, your parents for Ms. Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Nader
Good morning.
Nassif, P72557, appearing with Navia Ms. Johnson.
And have you two gone over the report and recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, we have. It is factually accurate. There are no additions or corrections. I would ask you to follow the recommendation just briefly, if I could speak on our behalf.
Sure.
This was obviously a first offense. This was obviously a serious offense. And from day one, from the moment that me and Ms. Johnson first met, she has been super responsible. She has been on top of things. I mean, obviously, this was a irresponsible decision and act. And
Ms. Johnson. It's okay to breathe.
she's, yes.
Yeah,
And,
it's okay.
yeah.
We're gonna get you through this with no loss of life.
Obviously, you can tell how nervous she is.
Yeah. Which is great. I love that because I know she's taking this seriously.
Yeah, and
I don't want you to pass out. Don't go there.
I got her if she does.
Go ahead.
So I mean, she like you can see, she's been on top of things. There's been no violations or anything while out of bond. She has family support. And you know, there are a lot of times when people say that you'll never see somebody again. This is definitely one of those times. I don't expect to ever see her again, except for the final review. And
I expect my next hearing her name the next time will probably be when she comes to me and says, "Can we close her early?" Because she's been a drain.
So that's what I hope for as well.
All right. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Johnson, I am going to adopt the recommendation from probation. You went over with counsel items 1 through 10. No, there's now court orders 1 through 10. Fines and costs total $1,300. If you need payments, work that out with Mr. Rowley today. Anything else?
Nothing further on. Thank you.
Good luck, Ms. Johnson. Counsel, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Bowditch, which one you want to start with?
Your Honor, I believe, why don't we start with Mr. Hunt, who is on Zoom?
I'm sorry, Mr.
Hunt?
Hunt. All right, your appearance. Mr. Hunt, can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, good morning. Go ahead, Joe.
Good morning.
Mr. Hunt, you can't see me, but I'm here.
Okay.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Hunt, who is present on Zoom. Your Honor, today's the date and time set for a violation of probation hearing in this matter. We have, I've reviewed the violation of probation paperwork. It appears there's really nothing to plead guilty or not guilty to. It's merely for him to be compliant on today's date. And I believe he's been compliant with most. He's compliant with his treatment. He also has told me today, and I'm not sure he's told Mr. Rowley yet, but he's seeking additional therapy at something called New Oakland therapy.
Good.
Yeah, so he has his treatment, plus he's gone beyond that to New Oakland therapy. He's complied with his testing. He has no negative tests, and I believe he's paid all his money. We were wondering if the court might consider closing this out on probation.
Let's find out.
I would have no issue with that. We do just need updated treatment documentation, but.
And you've been having trouble, they're just not responding? Dawn Farm's just not responding,
I
or?
need to get a consent for disclosure for him
Okay.
to sign. I did send it over to
Okay.
him, so
Okay,
yeah, just waiting on that.
so
Yeah.
as long as we can confirm that Dawn Farms is on track, we'll close him out then.
Yeah, I have no issues with that.
So he can help us get the paperwork. Yes, sir.
I have consent from Don Farms. I have it through my email that Don Farms is able to send the information to Emily Chirali.
I did speak with them last week. They said that apparently the paperwork isn't completely filled out.
Okay.
So I sent him a new form
Okay.
from the court for him to sign, and once he gets that
Okay.
signed, it's sent over.
All right, so Mr. Hunt, how bad do you want me to be done with you?
Very bad.
Okay, so you get with Dawn Farms and you get it straightened out. So Mr. Rowley gets a report from Dawn Farms and I'll close your file.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Butler?
Nothing on this.
All right, have a great day, Mr. Hunt.
Thank
You
Mr.
too.
Hunt.
Thank
Get
you.
that info in. Do your
All right.
homework.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, Your Honor, George McGraw. Your Honor, for the record,
Go ahead.
Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. McGraw.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Again, Your Honor, this was a case where the matter was adjourned in November for Mr. McGraw to attend adult education level 2 classes.
That starts next week, right?
Pardon?
10th, yes, sir.
Yep, that starts next week. Go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, I believe he is in compliance with what the court wished. He has 60 hours of community service.
We're at, you got it?
Wise Owl Outreach through the UAW.
What'd you do?
We traveled to different churches and helped with the food outreach.
Okay, good, good. Go ahead, Mr. Butler.
And he is on his payment plan. He had his last payment was received in November. I think he is, the court requested him to get back on track. I believe he is back on track. So my request, Your Honor, would be to continue with probation.
All right, Mr. Rowley?
He is back on track, Your Honor, and would recommend we put him back on reporting.
Back on reporting? All right. If you've got something to say to Mr. Bowditch first. He might not want you to tell me.
That I paid off.
So you're all paid up? Yes. You owed $700 and you paid it
Today.
He paid his $700.
Okay, okay.
You could have told the judge.
Okay.
And the good news, you can tell the judge. The bad news, you got to tell me.
You've been smoking marijuana since I sentenced you?
No, sir.
All right, so the November 2nd.
The November 2nd.
Positive for THC. You told Mr. Rowley you hadn't smoked in 18 days.
It still showed up in my drug test.
Not from July, which is when I sentenced you and told you not to smoke.
Yes, I still smoke.
Okay. Are you done with that now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go along with Mr. Rowley. Back on. All right, you all set?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Mr. Bowditch, you're welcome. Mr. Bowditch, what's next?
Next, we have Mr. Riker, Your Honor.
Come on up, Mr. Riker.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Riker. Again, Your Honor, this was today's date and time set for a show cause. This was adjourned for Mr. Riker to get back on track.
Is Mr. Reichert the guy I told last time that if his levels were not dropping drastically, he'd go to jail today?
He already.
Was that him?
He was a young man that you already placed in jail for a day. Last time he was here.
Okay. Make an impression?
Yes, sir, it did.
Good.
And since then, He reports he's completed some substance abuse classes at Pam's place,
Okay,
and he has 57 hours of community service out of a requested 48
yep, and Fishes and Loaves.
at Fishes.
Isn't that a great organization?
And I do enjoy it.
You could eat off the floors in that place. Isn't it amazing? Yeah. So Mr. Rowley, 11/2, we had a positive test, and 11/27 positive test. Levels dropping?
No, not necessarily, but we also can't go off of the levels just given, if there was more water intake or something
Right.
that day, but, he has reported that he's, stopped smoking. I have been keeping an eye on his test.
Okay. Okay.
He does have one more class at Pam's place and he should be done, so,
Yeah. So it sounds like he's engaged.
yes,
Okay, what do you want to do?
back on reporting,
Okay.
no issues.
All right. All right, good deal, Mr. Riker. Back on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
More, Jay? Thank you, Mr. Riker.
Yeah, make that a one and done.
Next we have Mrs. Rathbone.
Ms. Rathbone, come on up.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowles, appearing on behalf of and with Ms. Rathbone. Your Honor, we adjourned this on October 19th to engage in substance abuse treatment. That has not been done. Grief counseling, that has not been done. Community service, she has 24 hours of community service, and she has been testing without incident. But so far, now, one of the reasons why we're a little behind in the judge's request today is her lack of a phone. But she has had, through the people at work, they've donated a phone to her. She has a brand new number she could give to Mr. Rowley.
When'd you get a phone?
Friday.
Okay.
And she's making a firm commitment to the court that now that she does have a phone, she can start contacting these places and get, in essence, back on track. I told Ms. Rathbone that possibly the court would wish a review date in maybe 30 days or so to see what her new phone can accomplish.
Our next review date is January 9th, or we have February 8th.
January 9th. I'm not happy.
I'm not either, young man.
This is going back to May.
Yes, sir.
January 9th, Judge?
Yeah.
Mr. Rowley?
Yes.
Where are you doing your community service at?
Hall and Hall, or Hill and Hill.
What do they do?
It's collision. and
Okay, that's not
detailing,
community
car
service.
detailing.
That's not community service.
Okay,
That's working for free.
okay.
Community service is nonprofit. You got to work
I
with a
just heard you
nonprofit.
say something about fish and oils to the.
Fishes and Loaves. Yeah.
Fishes and
Great
Loaves.
facility, great facility, but it's got it, where you do your volunteer work has to be a registered nonprofit. So in other words, the IRS says they're a nonprofit,
Fishes and
501c3.
Loaves. All right.
Okay, Hill and Hill just taking advantage of free labor.
Okay.
All right, this treatment and this counseling
Yes,
is
At top.
very important for me,
Yes, it is.
very important for me. So I'll give you until the 9th to get something started.
I appreciate you so much.
All right, good luck. And stay in contact with Mr. Rowley. If you're having any problems, let her know.
Yes, sir.
Next.
Your Honor, Cameron Yeomans.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, this is a 2020 case that I really wasn't involved in.
Right.
But it's a little convoluted as what went on since it's 2021. I think I'll let Mr. Yeomans kind of explain where he is right now.
Where are you living now?
I'm currently sleeping in my parents' place, but I don't have an actual place I stay.
All right, where's that at? Geographically, where are you located?
Staffbridge.
Okay, all right.
Your Honor, he is in non-compliance in a lot of areas,
I think every area.
but he has had, some real issues in his life. This is going on, it's approaching its third year. I would suggest letting him off probation without improvement if he owes money. Let it be through collections. He plans on leaving the state as soon as he can get. He believes his social group in this state is causing him problems. He says everywhere in Michigan, I know where I can get alcohol and I know where I can get drugs. It doesn't do me any good.
Well, unless you're going to Mars, that's not gonna change.
Well, Your Honor, he believes he'll have a better opportunity in Florida.
Why?
There's a program that I looked into down in Florida that they don't have anything in December that I can get into, but just the idea of going out of state started getting me really excited about getting away from the people I've been socializing with, not just for alcohol or any substance abuse, but the people that I can fall back on. It's kind of hindered me. It's been a crutch. So that's why I wanted to make a leap where I have to make it on my own.
How old are you?
33.
What's your educational background?
I have a GED.
Right. When's the last time you had a job?
Would have been well over 9 months ago.
Doing what?
Working at a gas station.
Okay. All right, so you got a skill set?
I did installation for 5 years. I really enjoyed doing it, but without having my license now, it's
hard to get to work. Mr. Rowley, what's your recommendation?
I recommend that we discharge without improvement.
Does Mr. Yeomans owe us money?
He is paid in full, Your Honor.
All right, I'll wish you luck in Florida, Mr. Yeoman.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Next.
Terrence Cole, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Cole.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Cole. Once again, Your Honor, we adjourned this last time for the defendant to provide documentations of substance abuse treatment and 48 hours of community service. I believe that he has had an evaluation of something called New Frontier.
When was that evaluation, sir?
November 20th.
Okay. Go
I
ahead.
don't receive documentation. I don't think documentation's been received by Mr. Rowley yet.
Correct.
But he says he's done that. He has, he's going to start doing his community service at his sister's church. So he's going to be entering into that.
When was he here last?
This is his first show cause hearing, Your Honor. This
Okay.
wasn't an adjournment.
Okay. All right.
I would just suggest that he's, I think he's on track, maybe a review date to monitor the community service and to make sure the New Frontier program is going ahead.
Yeah, it's not Christmas yet. Where you work at?
Toyota Van Arbor.
You've been there since I sentenced you in July?
Yes, I did like little community service here and there through Toyota, but it's necessarily not like a nonprofit.
How many hours a week do you work?
65, 60 at the low end.
Okay. And since July, you've been able to accomplish how many hours of a community
A
service?
couple hours. I got like the documentation of one right here, but this, I don't necessarily know if it counts, but we're like in our job, we're involved in like multiple different community relations, like Habitat for Humanity, all different stuff like that, but I'm not sure if it registers as like a nonprofit.
All right.
But we don't do it for.
So that's because somebody at work sets it up and takes a bunch of employees over and they do some work with Habitat.
Volunteer.
That's
more or
fine.
less.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the fact that you haven't done more than a couple hours since July.
Yeah. It's,
Brother, don't tell me about busy.
I'm saying it's busy. I deal with 100
Okay.
customers a week.
Okay. I haven't always worked part-time as a judge.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. I used to work 80-hour weeks. Especially at your age. 60 hours to me, that's a part-time job. When you're in your 20s, otherwise you end up working 60-hour weeks when you're in your 50s.
Have you paid your money?
Yeah, I paid everything.
So
I
how
believe
many?
the fines and costs have been paid, Your Honor.
That's nice, but we're talking about community service.
Yes, Your Honor.
How many hours were ordered?
I'm sorry, was that?
How many hours were ordered?
48.
How many you got done? 2 or 3?
Yeah.
You got till January 9th to do the rest. This is a great time of year to get it done.
Should I get early release if I get that done and then?
Oh, we'll talk about that. But you will go to jail if you don't.
I understand.
I can promise you that.
I appreciate that.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
I would suggest you get that started today.
I got you.
Next.
We have a D'Angelo Moore, Your Honor.
Moore, got more. Come on, Mr. Moore.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with D'Angelo Moore. Your Honor, today's a date and time set for a violation of probation.
And this is an old one.
2017 case.
Yeah.
And I think the warrant has been active since 2018.
When did we reconnect with you?
I was just in jail like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, okay.
You saw me on the video, Raymond.
And he still has some outstanding warrants. He still has other issues, Your Honor.
What other stuff you got to deal with? What other trucks?
Traffic.
Where at?
I think it's Ypsilanti, Westland, and I think it's like Lincoln Park or something.
Okay.
But
And how long were you in? I just noticed it go. So how long were you in jail?
Well, I served like 14, 15 days originally, and then, but just now it was like 2 days.
Okay, so before you went in for 15 days, you were working?
Yes.
Where at?
I was working at like a tire place, but that ain't where I'm working now.
You got a job now?
Yes, yes.
Where at?
Right now I work at Ava. It's in Saline, Michigan.
What do they do?
Manufacturing work. I'm a operator, machine operator.
Okay.
So when machines break down, I fix them.
Oh, you got some skills then?
Yes.
Okay, full-time job?
Yes, sir.
Okay. New job, or you've been there and you just went back?
It's a traveling job. So right now they got me in Saline, and then probably like it's like March, that contract. Sorry.
That's all right. Shut off.
That contract in, and
Okay.
then they sending me to Georgia.
Okay,
And then I do some work in Georgia for like 2
Okay.
months, and then it's
pretty good money then.
Yes, sir.
Good, good, okay. So we should be able to get $3,000 to close all these files, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Oakley, what do you want to do on this file?
I would recommend that we discharge with that information.
Yeah. Too old.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got a list of files here that we got, mostly traffic stuff, but this file is the big one. So the total is $3,035. Did you set up a payment plan?
Yes, I can today.
You didn't, you don't have one yet, but you can.
Yes.
All right, you want to do monthly?
Yes.
All right, how much can you pay every month and when can you start?
I can give $100 today.
You want to do 100 a month? I don't want to wait 3 years to get paid.
No, I can do 50, but I'm pay it off before that. I just don't want to.
Well, don't worry about what you can do today. How much can you do every month going forward?
I can do 100.
That's going to take 30 months.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna pay. It's gonna be off before. I just don't want to tell you. You know what I'm saying? A large amount.
All right, go downstairs and see the clerks. They'll take care of that.
All right, thank you.
And this file's closed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Next.
Your Honor, I have 2 sentences.
Give me one.
Mr. Mills? Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Mills. Your Honor, I believe this was set aside for a victim's impact, if there was any. The only victim's impact statement was sent by Mr. John Delaney.
No, I got one from somebody named Garber. I've got something from a Timothy Balowski, maybe. I can't read. And I've got Jessica Garber, and then I've got one from Mr. Delaney today. Does that match with what your records are?
Yes, sir.
The only one that's asked for any money is Garver, and it looks like, if I read it correctly, Mr. Rowley, you agree, it looks like 367 for some glasses?
Yes.
You didn't see that one yet?
No, Your Honor.
You want a chance to go over it?
No, Your Honor. We're
Okay,
fine.
all right.
Other than that, Your Honor, we're ready for sentencing.
All right, Madam Prosecutor, do the people have any impact or input on sentencing? Oh, you're not hearing this? Well, it's her father, but you're not taking a position on this one? That's fine. No, it's not, it's Van Buren. Yeah. Okay. And what? Then the deer in the headlights look was justified. Mr. Bowditch, anything else that I should know from you or Mr. Mills before I sentence?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay.
Except I believe this is maybe his first and only brush with the criminal system.
No, not according to CCH. He's got a 2015 impaired driving. That looks like all that's on your record though, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You working, sir?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
S&C Transport.
What do they do?
Haul hazardous waste and
Okay.
gravel trains, tankers,
Okay.
roll-off boxes.
You're a driver?
Yes, sir.
How long you been with the company?
Going on about 6 years now.
Okay. All right. What else should I know?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay. And I don't think we ordered a PSI on this. It was just victim's letter?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. All right. From the reports I've read, it looks like alcohol played a major role in this.
I don't think it did. I just walked next door because my neighbor had died and I thought some people were over there ripping on stuff off. So I walked out to my yard and it got in an argument with some people. And I was back in my yard and my neighbor from across the street came over. And he ended up actually getting, the one guy came after him, they ended up on the ground. And I went to grab my neighbor and pull him out of there. And I got put in a headlock. And that was it, long and short of all of it.
Okay.
My neighbor just died. I've been taking care of his grass for the last 2 or 3 years. Because he was in pretty bad shape.
All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
No, sir.
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna put Mr. Mills on a 6-month non-reporting probation just to make sure we don't have any further problems in the neighborhood. Fines and costs, $500, restitution, $367 for a total of $867. How soon can we get the $367?
Today, I guess. I don't know what I'm responsible for because I didn't get in the fight. My neighbor did. I don't know anything
Okay,
about
well,
classes.
that's why we have a restitution hearing, and you and your attorney didn't have anything to say about the 367.
You didn't say nothing to me about it.
I just did, and I
I'll
offered
pay it
the
right now.
report.
I'll pay it
Okay.
right now.
Go pay the $867 then. Have a good day.
Thank you.
What's your other one, Mr. Bowditch?
Your Honor, there was, the other sentencing I had, Your Honor, was a restitution hearing and sentencing. Miss Augustinian has not reported. she's not appeared. And there was a young lady named Miss Cruz who just arrived, and I have to speak with her, and that's the last one I have.
All right, so we have not heard from Wendy Augustinus.
No, Your Honor.
All right, what do you got?
Your Honor, the victim, Mr. Nick, is here.
On Augustinus?
He is. He composed a victim impact statement along with extensive research regarding the restitution amount. There is a judge's copy in case you want to file.
Yeah, please, please. Mr. Bobbitt, why don't you stick around for a minute? Because I want to look at this, and then maybe if I need to get anything from Mr. Nick on record, we'll do that, and then we don't have to have him come back when we find her.
Yes, Your
Or
Honor.
hopefully we won't have to have you come
Yes,
back.
Your Honor.
All right, so give me a minute to look at this, sir. You want to go talk to Cruz real quick?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Emily? Are you talking to me or the attorney?
The attorney, okay. Is Miss Pennington gonna be here in person?
I don't think so. She texted me yesterday. She was going to be in the Lighthouse therapy, and so I gave her the Zoom information to sign on.
Okay. So maybe this is her with somebody else's phone. But they're not answering.
And what do we got scheduled for Mr. Waiver? Is that all we're doing?
The lot of the waiver Pennington is the one that we were doing before you were questioning her in the hospital, but she's in the White House.
Okay. What, I'm sorry, but what's Pennington's schedule?
Scheduled for sentencing.
Okay. Counsel, you just want to adjourn that one again because
Well,
if,
this might be her.
okay,
I don't know. who
let's
it
find
is.
out. If she's still in treatment, I got no problem adjourning the sentencing, but let's see if this unknown person is her.
Yeah, that person won't respond.
Is that the Kerwood one?
Yes.
That's who you can't figure out who she is?
Yeah.
Kerwood, if you can hear us, you're muted.
Yes, I muted it because I'm in the car. So I'll unmute when I need to talk.
All right, and your name is Burl Kerwood?
Yeah.
What file are you on? Because I don't have your name on anything. Hello? Well, Miss Elijah, that ain't Miss Pennington, so you want me to just make a note in the file that she's still in treatment and we'll adjourn again?
That's fine with me, Judge. I'm looking through my phone because I'm going to try and send to Ms. Traoli some of the documents that Ms. Pennington sent me.
Yeah, I got a problem adjourning for treatment.
Okay.
How far out you want to go? What's that January date?
January 9th or February.
You want to go to February, Miss Elijah?
I leave it at the discretion of the court. I don't have any preference.
Let's go January. Let's go to January 9th, and if you can confirm in advance that she's still there, we'll bump it out to February without having you show up.
Okay, January 9th is no good for me, Judge. I'm going to be in Third Circuit doing a bunch of motions, actually.
That's fine, then we'll go to February. What's the date?
February 8th.
Are you available on February 8th?
Yes.
9 a.m.?
That'll be fine.
Okay.
If Miss
And
Pennington does appear this morning, will you give me a call? Maybe we can do the sentencing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And are you ready on lot?
I am, Judge. That's a waiver of the preliminary exam, which is
Yep.
set for a week or so.
Yep, Miss Lot, you are muted. Activate your camera if you can. So we're gonna give a AOI next week or 2 weeks from today, right?
Yes.
All right, Miss Lot, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
All right, counsel, your appearance.
Emily Elijah, P85039 on behalf of Ms. Lott.
And Miss Lot, do you understand the purpose for a preliminary exam?
Yes, I do.
And I'm assuming you've discussed your rights with Miss Elijah?
Yes.
You understand those rights and the options those rights give you?
Yes.
Understand that if you enter a waiver today, that means you're done with the court at this level and you're going down to circuit court for your next court date, which would be 2 weeks from today at 9 a.m.
Okay, yes.
You understand all that?
Yes, I do.
Understanding all of this, are you entering a waiver freely and voluntarily today?
Yes.
Counsel, are you satisfied with the waiver?
I am, Judge. I'll just add in that Ms. Lott is waiving on a promise for diversion in circuit court.
Okay. Anything else you want to put on record?
No, Judge, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And Ms. Lott, I am continuing your bond and wish you luck downtown.
Okay, thank you.
Judge,
right,
do you give us the next court date, or do we just, is the court?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks from today, so it'll be the 19th at 9 a.m.
Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day, and if I don't see you, I'll see you next week, actually, I think, for my
All right,
exams.
and we'll call you. If we hear from Pennington today, we'll call you.
All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Ms. Lott, you can sign off.
Okay.
Lott? Oh. Well, that means, oh, we forgot to ask Emily if the prosecutor was in that chain. Well, the prosecutor should have let Burroughs know.
They probably did that, but she was last day. Because I didn't know that's who it was until I picked him up another day.
Burroughs Kerwood, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, we just adjourned, excuse me, we just adjourned that file until December 19th. I'm sorry, we didn't adjourn it. She waived her exam, so it's going downtown for an arraignment on information on the 19th at 9 a.m. Understood?
Yes, sir. Will I receive will I receive an email or anything? Would I be able to dial,
You should be getting something from the prosecutor's office. You won't get anything from the court.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy holidays to you all. Have a good one.
You as well. You ready on cruise?
Ready, Your Honor.
I'm still trying to get through your paperwork, Mr. Nick. Go ahead.
Morning, Your Honor. For the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, appearing on behalf of and with Miss Cruz, who is present. Your Honor, today's the date and time set for a violation of probation hearing on November 9th of this year. The show cause was adjourned until today for the defendant to engage in inpatient treatment. She has not, according to Ms. Cruz, she's tried several places, but her insurance, she has trouble with insurance coverage, although she has Blue Cross and Blue Shield. She said the Integrated Mental Health Authority is for people without insurance, but she says she does have insurance, so she doesn't qualify. But she's still going to try. She has had some health issues, been in and out of the hospital, and she does have a pending case of which we have no date.
All right, and this is not the one that Caitlin's hearing.
It is not, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, well, then it must be Rivard? Augustina. Oh, okay, the one I'm still trying to read the paperwork. We've been waiting months.
I called all the places on the list, some were closed. It seems like they keep hitting a roadblock with, I have private insurance through my husband's employer. And the places on there, but I did with Detroit and regretted, sorry, Your Honor.
Right.
They said, call my insurance company. Like a day or two later, I ended up in the hospital.
Okay.
With severe sepsis and severe double pneumonia.
Okay.
So
here's where we're at. Okay. And I'm sorry for your health issues.
Thank you.
But I am seeing so many roadblocks since September that it's pretty obvious to me that you don't want to engage in treatment.
No, I do, honestly, Your Honor.
How would I know?
I'm kind of new to all this. Like
you don't have to be experienced. In September, I ordered treatment. I told you, that's your probation officer. If you couldn't figure out how to get in treatment on your own, you should have been on her doorstep every day.
You're right, you are.
I know.
You're right, Your Honor.
And I've been doing this a long time. When I see somebody like you that's just not doing the treatment, it tells me that pretty good odds, because you don't want to hear what they're going to tell you at treatment.
It's not that. I'm kind of afraid.
That's what I mean. You're afraid to engage in treatment.
No, I'm just never been around people that are in treatment.
Then you should have contacted her and say, look, I've got some issues about being in crowds. Is there one-on-one? Is there some virtual treatment I can do?
I didn't even think of any of that. I'm
But
sorry.
ma'am, don't apologize. Here's the problem. September, right, to December.
It's a long time.
It's a long time. And I don't know if I gave you my standard lecture when I put you on probation, but I don't put people on probation for punishment. I put people in jail to punish them. I order community service to punish them. I order fines and costs to punish them. I put people on probation because I want to effectuate a change in behavior. And especially when it's a drinking offense, I want to get them treatment. So when I do that, I think I'm helping people. So if I got to fight you to help you, it kind of frustrates me, which is a nice way to say it pisses me off.
I can see.
You got to play listen, you can think I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. I'm married. I'm used to people thinking I'm wrong, right? So you can think I'm totally nuts. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's okay. What's not okay is you not do what I tell you to do, because I have the authority to tell you. And I have the authority to force you. And I have the authority to jail you. And I don't want to do any of that stuff to get you help. So as long as you're on probation, you got to play by my rules. My rules are you get in treatment.
I will be adamant and contact Emily immediately and find something.
I'm only going to
that's
give you
fair.
until January 9th to have a plan.
I will.
A plan. I'm not expecting you to start treatment. If you can, that's great. But I know there's a process.
Yeah.
You got to have a plan. On January 9th, you got to be able to look me in the eye and tell me, this is where I'm going. This is when I'm starting. This is what the itinerary looks like.
I will. I will.
Now, you hear in my heart?
Yes.
Can you give me an honest answer to a blunt question?
Yes.
When's the last time you used?
October.
The 16th? Which venue was that out of?
You're on.
Huron. So it's her fault we're waiting. All right, let's just go to January 9th.
Okay.
And once again, you know what her job is? Seriously. I'm not trying to trick you.
But I've never
What's
had
that?
probation officer before, Your Honor.
What-
I know her title.
What's her job though? Do you know? Well, and I let's be honest. That job can change court to court. In this court, her job is to make you shine. Her job is to come to me and say, you know, we ordered this person to do 12 months probation. Can we close them out now at 6 months because they've done everything we've asked them to do? That's her job. Her job is to help you successfully complete probation as soon as possible. Does that tell you anything?
It does.
What does it tell you?
To trust Emily.
BFF,
Yes. Yes.
right?
And she's
Okay.
a great person.
She
so-
is a great person.
She
That's
is,
why
so-
she's our probation officer here.
She is.
All right. And she's got lots of resources and she's been through this rodeo many times.
I know.
Okay.
I know she's not naive. I know she knows way more than I do.
And she's dealt with you before, even though the name was different, right? She's dealt with people that were reluctant, scared, blah, 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 right? Okay.
Yeah.
But the monkey's on your back because I told you you had to do treatment. So it's up to you to reach out to her.
Okay.
She's not going to call you every day to see how things are going.
Okay. Understand.
All right, January 9th.
Okay.
Make my
thank you.
tail wag.
I will, I promise, I will. Have a great holiday.
You as well.
Thank you, Ron.
All right, Mr. Nix, I'm back to reading.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not a yard vac. Are you, I mean, this is like commercial product, right? How big a yard you got? Oh, okay. Yeah. Have you seen, you didn't see the paperwork? Yeah. I'm looking at this thing, it's big as a truck. Right. All right, these pictures of the trailer, I really can't make out what I'm seeing.
I have police report photos if you want
Okay.
those.
That's all right, just come on up. What do you, was the trailer damaged? I'm assuming that's what it's showing me? Yeah, color. Okay. Sorry about that. No, that's all right. All right, so the 4Runner's banged up in the back. 4Runner's banged up. Oh, this is her car, right?
Correct.
Okay. What did it do to the trailer? Just like bend the frame?
There's a pictures, it hit it in the side, it pushed it about 60 feet, 50, 60 feet into a wooded area.
Holy shit, she was flying.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then I can see the frames bent. Okay. All right, the pictures of the vacuum don't tell me much.
So she.
Because I mean, you know, I can look at a trailer, I know what a trailer's supposed to look like, it's supposed to have a straight frame on it. I'm looking at this vac and I'm not seeing any obvious damage, so tell me what it got, what it did.
So she come up over the top, can I approach?
Yeah, yeah. I love visuals, so go ahead.
As she came up over the top, you can see she shut the whole lower unit.
Okay.
She ran down this side, you can see in the picture, this is her tire track all the way up through
Oh, she went
there.
right up on top of it, okay. That is, she bent that piece
Bent
there.
that. It
Yeah.
doesn't dump. I don't know about the cylinders. I haven't done anything
Right,
with it. I
right.
put this on top of the trailer, tarped it, put it out in the back corner.
Right,
So it's
right.
been for 7 months.
Okay, okay. All right, so what are you seeking in restitution? Dollar amount?
So I tried to come up with an estimate from Ms. Foley Carter. It's over $25,000. She doesn't have it.
And I'm not gonna order. I don't order that kind of money on misdemeanor restitution
I
cases.
understand.
I mean, and she's probably explained that to you. You can actually, you know, you can sue her civilly, but you can't get blood out of a rock.
Correct.
Yeah.
Suggestion?
Pardon?
My suggestion, or what I would like to do, is go forward with my insurance company, put it behind me.
Yeah.
I think the insurance company will go through subrogation, go after her insurance, which we know she didn't
Is none.
have.
Right, right.
My insurance would cover
Yeah.
everything except my deductibles, which is about anywhere from 3,500 to 5,000.
Right, right, right. And then, like I said, you can go after her civilly, you know, maybe someday she'll have a job and you can
I
collect.
don't
money.
intend to. I hope she ends up before you.
Yeah. At some point, she's gonna end up in front of somebody, right? I mean.
So
you do whatever you
Yeah.
can to get her.
I'm gonna issue a bench
courtroom.
warrant is what I'm gonna do, because she's not here today.
I'm also gonna ask that you show cause her on her parental responsibility violation. I have reason to believe that she's in violation of that, not just for this reason,
Okay.
but also at school.
Okay, all right, you follow up with her on that. Yeah, all right. All right, so here's what, I'm gonna make a note in the file that you were in, you had documentation, your losses are somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 grand, and you're not making a restitution claim, you're just gonna go through your insurance, and then you'll worry about that down the road.
Yep.
Because you can always ask for restitution in your deductibles, right?
So the insurance company, I have talked to them as of yesterday. I won't be able to do anything with the deductibles. That would, I would have to come back to you for that.
No, that's my point is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll make a note in the file that you may have restitution claims for your deductibles. And I'm not making any promises because it might be 3 years down the road when it's not even me that sees her and deals with her, right? Just the fact that we had a bench warrant doesn't mean we're gonna have her anytime soon. I mean, you heard the one file, I think you were here the one file, the guy's from 2017 and he just got back in the system and now we're talking to him today. So I'm not making any promises. The criminal case is gonna end up with any money out of her to you. Matter of fact, I'd give you odds it's not gonna happen. You figured that out already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I offered another, if you do end up getting the restitution, because I intend to put this behind me.
Right.
The court can do what they want with the money, help somebody.
I love that idea, but I can't do that. So I can order her to pay restitution to you, or I can, put her in jail, or I can order fines and costs, but I can't do that as much as I'd like to.
That point,
as much as I'd like to at some point.
Somebody.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully we get her back in the system soon enough that, Miss Foley Carter still knows about it. She can let you know what's going on and kind of keep you in the loop. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna make some notes. So if it's one of the other judges that pick it up, or, it's 10 years down the road and I'm long gone, somebody at least has an idea what you had to say to them.
You've been here as long as I can remember.
Well, I won't be here forever. Though. All right.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
You as well, sir.
Your Honor, I don't believe I have anything else. I'll go out and check.
I've got one file left and it's Mr. Easthope's. So I'll call you up in just a minute, Counselor. I'm making some notes. Yeah.
I don't know.
What time were you scheduled?
10 a.m.
All right, well, we'll give you a few. All right, what's going on, Avery?
Judge Oakley, can I get your John Hancock?
I should sign this, John Hancock. If I was downstairs, I would have, but I don't want to make you walk all the way up here with a new form.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, hey, Avery, you know Miss Foley Carter?
Sorry.
You know Miss Foley Carter?
I don't think
Prosecutor, go see Jamie, see if Jamie, tell Jamie that's the prosecutors.
Okay, very good.
I mean, we could, even like.
She said October,
Yeah.
which is when she picked up the drunk driver, that they're still waiting to hear what's gonna happen. She picked up a drunk driver on October 16th. Yeah, roughly a month after, about a month after we sentenced her on this one. Yeah, has Mr. Easthope seen this?
Yeah, he just,
Yeah, this guy just BS all the way.
yeah, he's like, he was the one, who said he took the bus here and Joe watched him drive away.
That's right, because I called Easthope's office and left
Yeah.
the voicemail.
Yeah. And he actually found.
Yeah, and he's not a young kid either.
No, no, but his attorney, he just recommended like 30 days tether, which, I mean, that might be a tether and schedule him for review.
Now he's got to show up first.
Yeah.
Probably 3 years ago, I heard something on the radio about you can actually hold physical gold in your IRA,
Oh.
right? So I called this place and, we'll send you a brochure. They sent me a brochure. They call me about every 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, wow, really? How's business?
Oh, you know. Slowly.
Is it?
I'm not complaining.
Yeah. I am all the time, every day, complaining.
Are you back to full-time in person now, or?
Well, it depends on how you define that. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, all my criminal stuff is full-time or is live, except, once we did it for 2 years, how do we tell people no? So, when they call me and say, or they contact Heather and say, I just started a new job, I'm on 30 days probation, what are my options? We'll schedule on us, because I'm doing Zoom dockets, right?
Yeah.
I don't like to do hybrids. We tried that hybrid where we had live and Zoom at the same time. That's a freaking nightmare.
Right.
So, like today I had one Zoom on this probation docket. But my pre-trials, by and large, all my pre-trials are live.
Yeah.
But our caseloads, Chris, are down so low.
Just from post-pandemic?
Perfect storm, I think.
Yeah.
Policing has changed so much in the last 3 years.
Yeah, no, and our numbers are.
Our caseload's literally like half what it was in 19. You know what my schedule was this week? We had nothing on the calendar Monday. We've got nothing on the calendar tomorrow. We had arraignments Friday, right? And I had Al cover those because I'm taking off Thursday.
So this is.
Oh, we gotta listen to them.
That's to me shocking, and I used to come over to the Oakley.
We were slamming.
Holy.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, it was not unusual, and you were there. It wasn't unusual for us to do 900 or even 1,000 people on a Monday morning.
Oh, yeah.
And on Monday morning, our highest head count since we opened this place? Over 200 in one full day. I mean, it's just nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. I kind of got mixed issues with the, because I'm not on the bench anymore, so I can't really tell you that. There's a great argument for access to justice with the.
Not for criminal.
No, I know, but I mean,
No.
something like on arraignments and stuff, on misdemeanor arraignments.
I think it's fine for civil if it's not, a contested hearing when there's all kinds of exhibits and stuff like that. It's like, no, come in
Yeah,
line.
that's. Okay.
Come in line. But the criminal, here's my argument I've been making about using Zoom for criminal, and I've been making it since we started Zoom. And you and I, we've been in this business long enough. There's a fair amount of our defendants who are just, regular working stiffs, did something stupid, now they're in the system. Zoom's okay for them. But the vast majority of our clientele, the frequent flyers, they didn't have any respect for the system before Zoom. Now that they can do it from their bed, literally their bed,
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times these words came out of my mouth when we were doing Zoom all the time. If you're not going to get out of bed for court, could you sit up? Because they're laying in bed. I mean, we've had them walk into the bathroom. She had once the judge, she's in the bathroom. Can I terminate the meeting? I mean, I've talked to judges that had people sitting on the can while they were on Zoom.
So I'm not going to, you probably seen this, but I have people in license suspended cases or driving while on their court. I'm like,
Chris, I've said, counsel, are you literally driving down the road right now while you're talking to me? Oh, yes, Judge. I'm like, really? The attorneys.
I've not seen that. That's. I gotta, my one thing is, I mean, on this side of it, is wearing my pajamas with my. Ties.
Yeah. But you know what? Here's what the biggest, and I should have known better. When we first started doing Zoom, I said, you know what? This answers the trial lawyer's age-old dilemma. I got 3 court dates at 9 a.m. the same day in 3 different locations.
I gotta tell you that.
But you know what? I've got attorneys that are abusing the Zoom too, because they'll schedule themselves in 5 places the same time and date. And I've got them, I've got their office, right? They got a phone in one end, they got 2 screens open. Says, Judge, I'm in another courtroom right now. I'll be back in just a minute. It's like, no, you're still over scheduling.
That's good.
You get.
Yeah, that one.
And what really drives me nuts, she put her in ear prison. I bitch all the time to her, is I schedule something especially for them. This is your hearing. This is your date and time, and they're not ready to go because they double book it. It's like, wait a minute, you're just screwing up my whole calendar now.
I'm not.
It's, because first of all, scale tells us we can't do cattle calls, all the files scheduled at 9 a.m. We can't do that. We're supposed to stagger them. Well, if we stagger them and none of the 9:30 show up, now I don't have a half hour between, or 2 minutes between dockets. I got a full half hour. Yeah. I hate it, man.
That's why I did all this, I did a veterans court and a health court because our caseload was so low.
Right.
I was bored out.
Yeah.
I had traffic docket. We even had, I even created an MIP docket for your lunch because I went up to that door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that was so.
Well, that's my problem now. Coming from what we used to have to now, it's like, really? I told Tina this was probably before we were. Oh, I don't care. I'm not. I'll tell this stuff publicly. I am telling it publicly. I'm live streaming it right now. I told Tina. I don't even know when this was. I don't think we were fully back opened up yet. And I said, this stuff sucks. I said I could handle all 3 dockets without killing myself. And we keep hearing grumblings because obviously the finances have changed drastically, and we keep hearing grumblings. Luckily, the mayor understands it's not us, right? We don't generate the income, but we keep hearing some rumblings from some of the other people at City Hall about we're not doing our job because there's no money coming to City Hall. It's like we put on the show, we don't sell the tickets,
and we're not tax collectors.
We don't sell the tickets, right?
Yeah, I've been asked about that because. I don't know if Joe Burke is thinking about retiring, but people are talking about that. That's statutory. I mean, the legislature's got to come in. The city can't change these judgeships.
Right. Yeah, and I don't. The only court I've talked to. The only court I've talked to that sounds like they're busier than they used to be. Liz DeSano says her criminal docket's going nuts down in Wyandotte. And I don't understand why, because our felony docket, what do you think? Probably half what it used to be? Our felonies?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, arraignments. I did arraignments last Wednesday. I did 8 defendants and I was excited. We used to do 20 or 30 in a day.
Oh. The one docket I've noticed that is still big too is Cedric's out in Pittsfield Township.
How is that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not actually, I should say it's stagnant, so maybe it's not.
Well, I'm pretty tight with Ron Lowe out in Plymouth. Their numbers are lower than ours, and they've got more population.
I know. I was out there, not Ron's court. I never.
It's terrible. It's terrible. He's, because he's retiring. He's done it at the end of 24, and he's doing the civil stuff Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and he was kind of actively pursuing, hey, why don't you not replace me? Get rid, talking to the venues. Why don't you guys? And Scale came down and said, no, just back off of that conversation, because they don't want all the locals running pell-mell trying to do it, hit and miss here. And I understand Scale's point. If we're going to make number changes, let it come from Lansing and let us do it globally. But how long is it going to take them to do it?
Wow.
Because I got to think that across the state, there's a lot of judgeships that are the same situation we're at. It's like, we need the numbers back.
I can't believe in mid-Michigan that they're not. He was mid-Michigan, somewhere, mid-northern Michigan, and they were actually going back to the circuit where they were traveling.
Yep.
To cut down.
No, it's so much has changed. Just unbelievable, unbelievable. And we got all kinds of people leaving the police work. And in our area, like Romulus has become the new Detroit. Because they can get great experience, but we can't pay them much, so we're losing cops all the time.
My son is my oldest is a firefighter in Detroit. He just got the job last year. He said they hired so many people. So
Same thing. They're moving to another department.
yes.
My son-in-law, firefighter here in Romulus, and what's your son's side hustle?
What's that?
What's his side hustle?
Nothing. He wants to bartend on these.
See, all the firefighters have a side hustle. So my son-in-law, one of his side hustles is he bought a Kubota tractor. So he's doing work with the tractor. So he put a driveway in for a Dearborn firefighter and started talking to the guy, and the guy's like, "Man, we're hiring. You got to come see us." And I said, "So what's the benefit?" He said, "Well, my son-in-law," he said, "they max out at 15,000 more than Romulus does." I'm like, "Yeah, that's substantial." I said, "So what are you going to do?" He said, "Man, I'm afraid to leave," because one of the guys he works with, one of the other firefighters, is always throwing him side work, because this guy's got a hustle and he's always throwing his overflow to Steven. And I'm like, "Well, it's an easy decision to make." He said, "How's that?" I said, "If Mike throws you more than $15,000 a year, you can't go to Dearborn."
Yeah.
Because he'll make 15 grand at Dearborn, but he'll lose that 15 referral.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what she said that his fire shift is 24 on, 24 off, 24 on, 5 days off.
Yep. Yeah.
The EMT shifts are different. Those are, he's got to work 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. 3 or 4 nights a week.
Right.
So that doesn't go for the side hustle.
Yeah.
Fire rotation goes.
Stevens is pretty similar because he's an EMT too, but he's pretty similar to, it's 24 on and off, 3 days, 3 rotations, and then 4 days off. Of course, he's picking up all the overtime he can.
And I told him, like, you can retire when you're 55. He's 22.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can retire. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But they're getting all the suburbs around Detroit are snatching those guys as soon as they're trained.
Tim, our security guy downstairs, Tim, his son's a Detroit firefighter.
I think he's Southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
loves it.
Yeah, my kid's liking it. I said, "Do you guys see that video of that house exploding in Arlington?"
No.
You haven't seen that yet? Arlington, Virginia last night, if you Google it, the police were trying to serve a warrant on this guy's house, and he blew the house up. It's like unbelievable, like movie quality explosion. None of the cops or firefighters got hurt. But I sent it to my
Was
son.
he in the house, the guy in the house?
Yeah, they think he was.
Suicide by explosion, that's different.
Where he was shooting flares off, and I don't know.
Oh, it might have been an accidental explosion.
But the police were like ramming his house, trying to get him out. And so I don't know.
You know what I just saw today? There's been 2 guys, one was Michigan, one was Pennsylvania, that just happened last week. 2 elderly guys that burned to death in their deer blinds because their propane heaters messed up. And the one guy was with his wife, and she got out of the blind, must have been a big blind. She got out of the blind because she couldn't breathe. And by the time she caught her breath, tried to go back, she couldn't get back in the blind. Yeah.
Yeah, that explosion. I haven't read this morning.
Arlington, I'll have to look it up.
Yes.
Have you made any contact with your guy?
No, so you could call it. I texted him first thing this morning to remind him, and then he didn't respond. And I texted him when I got there, he didn't respond. And I just went up and called him, and he didn't respond. So if you want to call it, go ahead.
I'll tell you what, I don't need you to stick around. If he shows up, we'll call you and we'll reschedule. If he doesn't show up, we'll just put him in the hopper for a bench warrant.
Oh my gosh, That is crazy.
Did you find it?
And they're there?
They're up on the front floor. You gotta, you gotta see it.
Oh my gosh.
I was just gonna do it on the phone.
So it's this house
Hard
right
to
there.
screen it. Right here. That is like TV.
Watch. There, that's just,
If
it's
you put
right
the
there.
sound on, it's unbelievable.
The whole house went up.
And I thought.
There's 100 foot in the air planes.
Oh my god.
Hey,
That is horrible. And he was in.
Where you
Look
at?
at all the vehicles in the front yard.
Nobody got hurt. How is that even possible?
Do you see that? Emma? That's the house right there. Yeah. Oh.
That whole house had to be full of gas.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And luckily they seem to have houses separated enough that the house next door didn't.
But look, I mean, there's people outside the vehicle.
Yeah, and look at, well, I'm sure that whole side of their house. Oh my gosh.
You're right, that's like a movie.
It is. Oh my god.
That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Well, I think that was Mr. Eastman's client on the phone. Hey, did you guys Google the Arlington explosion yet? Arlington, Virginia last night. Cops were trying to serve a warrant and the guy's house blew up.
Never told them that.
Well, I think he's still in the air. Isn't it wild? Yeah, all right. Yeah, well, Chris Deastal just told me about it. He says, it looks like a Hollywood explosion. It sure as hell does. Yeah. Yeah, see ya. Ken said, yeah, they still haven't found the guy.
They still haven't?
I'm like, he's still in the air.
Yeah, he's yeah.
So he's about 7 minutes away.
We'll wait for him.
So I'm sorry. I don't think so, but I don't know that I'm not gonna believe myself. Oh, that one.
Yeah, it was in the cylinder. Goodbye.
He just sent this.
Yeah, his reporting with me that was scheduled for tomorrow is adjourned to next week. So he was scheduled originally to report with me on Zoom tomorrow, but I adjourned out to next week. But yeah.
So he has a date on.
Yeah.
And that for tomorrow is
We do it on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I did send, I believe, my link for that as well.
think stroke. They put this up to 6. My own. That's what she was doing.
No apology.
Is we talked last week or about the state. If even if he thought.
Right, exactly, yeah,
He thinks a lot.
right. And yeah, like I said, I didn't see him do it, but I wasn't going to assume that he was going to retain you as.
Oh, it helps turn it up.
That's why I'm not going to assume.
Find out what happened with this.
Especially if they're saying something that they still can't find the guy. Where'd he go? Yeah, nothing left to find. Um, like to public food. You and then, but then they would make you to MSP. Mhm. Two big ones. Mhm. Yeah, just that. Mm. And that like, no, no, just my own, yeah, just my own. They would, where their phones in that, that's the big concept. Jehovah Witness. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I but Cody's even on the street. What are yours? Oh, yeah, yeah, we talked about Cody got street, Chrissy and Austin got street. They don't know what his little, he got, like, She said, I'm speaking with me. They can do a one-night hike.
Yeah. Do you have a son as a firefighter? I'm sorry, sir? Do you have a son as a firefighter? I do not.
No, he's, Tim is, a gray hair.
Big difference. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, I got gray hair too. I'm just kidding. No, that's Tim downstairs. Please rise. Planning board district court is now in session. O'Brien, Oakley presiding.
Thank you. Come on up. Counsel, your appearance for Mr. Rivard.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Chris Easthope appearing on behalf of and with Eric Rivard, who is standing to my left. Your Honor, I apologize for Mr. Rivard being late. Probation and I figured out that Mr. Rivard had a date. He was scheduled tomorrow for a Zoom meeting with probation. She sent him an email saying she might need to move that date. He thought that was today. It was actually not for today. That was
No problem.
tomorrow. So I apologize on behalf of my client, Your Honor. Your Honor, so there's two issues up today, apparently. One is my client's request to use medical marijuana, and then there is a show cause regarding his, he tested positive on ETG for consuming alcohol.
Yeah, our test shows THC and alcohol on 11/21, correct, Ms. Trolley?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Rivard, are you working?
Yeah, 2 jobs.
Which one have you had the longest?
General Motors.
Okay. What's your other job?
Teach at a college.
Okay. Where at?
Dearborn.
What do you teach?
Electrical.
Okay. And what do you want a medical marijuana card for?
I use it because of migraines.
Mr. Rivard, have any priors on a CCH, Mr. Rowley?
He has an operating lawn card from 2016. And that is it, Your Honor.
Is he compliant with treatment now?
He has not sent me anything indicating that he's had an evaluation. I believe he found somewhere to have that evaluation done. However, they charge around $200. So I believe he's saving up some money to get that taken care of.
Correct.
Your Honor, it's actually $450 is what they wanted. I'm trying to look to see if I can find somewhere else. I was trying to use some.
Have you talked to her about options?
I told her that I couldn't afford to do it, and that
No.
I was looking into it.
Did you call Ms. Trolley and say,
Yeah,
look?
I have been in contact with her. Yes, I have.
Okay, and you said, I can't afford $450 in evaluation. Where else can I go?
That's not how I worded it, but similar to that.
But you haven't asked her for some options that she may have, correct? No. He is open to any option, John, and in terms of the alcohol, if the court, instead of any type of jail time, the court would consider, assuming he pleads guilty to the violation, if the court would consider a tether or something, alcohol tether, to ensure compliance.
Right. Have you started your community service hours?
I have not, Your Honor.
Okay.
One thing I can say on behalf of my client, Your Honor, is that I know he has been working a lot to try to catch up with his financial commitments. He's been under a lot of stress, obviously, with the, I don't know if he got strike pay for a while, but it was a stressful time for him. And now that he's got a clearer picture on his work, he is able to put forward more of an effort towards covering his things. He's going through a divorce also, so he's paying mortgage in one spot and rent in another. He's got a lot on his plate, and so he's been completely stressed out about it.
In 2016, with your prior, were you on probation on that case?
Well, it was probation of the court. I had to pay my fines. I was in probation of the court.
Yeah, what court?
Monroe County.
Monroe County? Okay. They had to you jumped through some hoops for them? Or was it just fines and costs and stay out of trouble?
Fines and costs. And then also I had to take classes.
Okay. Like substance abuse education type stuff?
Yes.
Okay. And did you successfully complete the probation in Monroe?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Rivard, I'm not inclined to put you in jail today. Actually, I'm feeling fairly charitable because I'm kind of inclined to give you a fresh start with me. But I got to set some ground rules first of all. I'm not impressed with you as a probationer. And I really don't like people that lie to me. And you lied to me last time you were here. You didn't drive the bus. You drove your ass here with a license without a valid driver's license. My court officer watched you get in a car and pull out of the park.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
No, because there's nothing you can say that's going to fix that.
Well, not regarding that.
But don't say anything. Trust me, I'm trying to save you from yourself. Okay? I can only imagine how much stress you're under right now with the divorce and everything else that's going on. And when you're under stress is when you really got to be careful with substance abuse issues. Now, you can think we're wrong, and that's perfectly okay, but we think you've got a substance abuse issue, and we want you to get treatment for it. I've ordered you to get treatment for it, okay? So if I'm right, and you do have an issue, then it's really important that you get into treatment, especially while you're going through all the stressful stuff. So you're not going to change my mind about the fact that I've ordered treatment. So you need to work within our rules and get into the treatment, which means get her on speed dial if you need to, so she can help you get all this stuff started. You follow me? I'm going to tell you the same thing I told a woman earlier this morning. I don't put people on probation as punishment. I've got tools for that. I got jail time. I got fines and costs. I got court order community service. I got all kinds of stuff in my punishment box. Probation is about behavior modification. We have determined that you have a substance abuse problem. Like I said, right or wrong, you can agree or disagree, but I've got the black robe, so I get to order things based on what I believe. I believe you need treatment. I've ordered treatment. Okay? That's the reality you're in. You need to get through this process as painlessly and efficiently and quickly as possible and get back on with your life. The way to do that is to work within our rules. I set the game rules because it's my probation. You're not playing by my rules. Usually that means I up the punishment factor, right? I'll put you in jail, get your attention, make sure we can get you back on track now, okay? I don't want to pile on because it sounds like life is already, you know, kicking you around right now. But you gotta walk out of here with a new mindset. You gotta play by my rules and get through probation. Because look, if I'm right, the treatment's gonna be good for you. If I'm wrong, you still got to do the treatment. Am I making any sense to you? And I'm not going to let you use marijuana because you haven't been playing. I'm not going to give you something to reward your bad behavior. Show me you can play by my rules, and I'll look at that question again. But you were using the marijuana before I ever told you you could or couldn't. Well, no, I had told you couldn't when I arranged it. So I'm willing to let you I'll give you a review date, get on track. You know, you got 3 out of 4 non-compliance. Get on track with some of that stuff. And if you want to ask about the marijuana down the road, I'm more than happy to take that request again. But at this point, no. And I know you're not happy right now. I don't care if you're happy. I want you compliant. If I can get you compliant and you're happy, that's great too, but I don't care if you're happy. I don't have to make people happy. Now, you want a chance to talk to him and see what official response I'm going to get? Take a minute.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
He's an angry guy. You see it? I don't know, but he's boiling right now.
No, there's nothing in there. I'm so hungry. Your friend waiting for you out there.
He's got a friend? Jamie, you got a friend?
Just in big dress.
Those guys?
Yeah.
I think he was getting ready to tell me he hasn't been smoking.
Yeah. And he initially, like, you know, I mean, he still is denying that he has smoked recently, but he did the other day, like, because he was denying alcohol use. And I'm like, are you sure? Like,
yeah, and then it was the eggnog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I may have unknowingly. Like,
first of all, who's got, I mean, I probably go to more holiday parties than most. I haven't gone to one yet.
Exactly.
Who's already started holiday parties with eggnog?
Right. And who drinks eggnog?
Oh, I do. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I put that shit on my cinnamon crunch cereal.
Oh.
I love eggnog.
Can't do it.
Now, buttermilk, different story. My wife will actually drink butter. I used to buy buttermilk because I made pancakes from scratch with buttermilk, and she'd actually drink that stuff. I'm like, oh. It's so thick and clotty. It's like, oh, Susie, how do you drink that stuff?
Pay cash, you don't have to pay, you know, those closing fees of like 5% and 6% to the realtor. You don't have that.
That's different. Well, it depends on what fees you're talking about, because there's a commission. You pay that regardless.
I'm not paying commission. I just asked my realtor, I'm like, how much am I paying you and the other realtor for the closing? And she goes,
Well, that's different.
you don't have fees to me, you just $3.95 to my office, and you don't have standard closing.
No,
costs because
you wouldn't pay the commission. It's the seller pays the commission. Seller pays the commission.
Okay.
But I don't know, I mean, there's still a closing fee, the title.
Yeah,
insurance.
we have all that, but I thought that, like, when you sell, you always have to pay okay.
Yeah. And usually what happens is the seller's agent splits a commission with the buyer's agent, if there's a buyer. Right? That's why the real estate agents like to catch more time.
Okay.
Mr. Easton, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, I had a chance to discuss my client's position. He is, I think if the court would be willing to talk to him again about it, I think you'll find that he is more than willing and ready to do what the court asks. He is recognizes that he's got a feeling that everything's against him right now.
I get that. I get that.
And I know you, and I told him he's fortunate that he's in this courtroom because most judges probably wouldn't be doing that. But he's got this grip on himself that everybody's against him because it feels that way.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. So really, I can. But I'm telling you right now, we're not against you. That's why I'm not thinking punishment right now. I'm thinking give you another chance. I told you, but I'm inclined to blank slate. Let's start over. Okay. And that's in recognition of the fact that right now you're getting kicked around, and I don't want to add on to that. If not for that, I would give you a day or two in jail to make sure I had your attention and then try to start over. Trust me, I am not on the enemy side of this.
But at the same time, Your Honor, he understands what he's done is wrong. He understands that he should not be driving. He also has expressed to me today, I don't want to suggest to the court that I've been aware of this because I haven't, but that he is stressed about driving. We're talking about getting him a temporary license out of Wayne County. There's some hoops he's got to jump through out of that, but so he recognizes that he hasn't been honest. He hasn't been forthright with this court because he feels.
I get it. Right. I get it.
So he's ready to tell the court that if
do you have kids?
I'm not.
Okay. Listen, honestly, last time when I was quizzing you about how you got here and the bus and all that stuff, if you would have said, Judge, to be honest with you, I drove. I would have been okay with that. Because I get it. This isn't Chicago where you can just get on mass transit. I would have said, you got to stop because sooner or later you're going to get caught. But I wouldn't have called Romulus PD and said, wait on Wayne Road, you're going to get, catch this guy when he comes out. I get that, but I don't like to be lied to. Right. And I don't want this to sound condescending. I don't mean it that way, but I used to tell my daughter, it's like, look, I'm going to find out anyhow. So I can either punish you for whatever you did wrong, or I can punish you for what you did wrong and punish you for lying about it. Which one do you want? Right? So trust me, I've been doing this a long time. I get it. I understand that, when we give somebody 10 things to do to stay out of trouble with probation, it can get overwhelming. But that's why I try to sentence people in a friendly manner and say, hey, she's the one that can help you get through this process. But as I said again, second time today, she's not going to call you every day and say, hey, how's it going? You need any help? You have any trouble making all those requirements come true? You got to reach out to her. She'll work with you. I mean, she wants to be able to come in and say, hey, we turned this guy around. Giving him that second chance was what we needed to do because he's on track. He's doing everything. We'll probably close him out early. That makes her tail wag. We're not your enemy. Trust me, we're not your enemy. And I would like you to be one of, because I've been doing this a while, I'd like you to be one of the people that I see years down the road that says, you know what, the best thing you ever did was stick me on probation because it really changed my life. I went to those classes, I learned some stuff, I quit doing stupid things. I'd love you to be that guy. And that's why I ordered the stuff I ordered for probation, because I want you to be that guy. I don't want you to be the guy that, like the one I saw today, that was here for his 7th drunk driving in the last 30 years. So hear my heart, Mr. Vart, I'm not your enemy. I'm your sentencing judge, but that doesn't make me your enemy. Can't say it again. All right, so play the game. We'll set you up for a review. Let's do it February. Give them some time to get on track. What was that date? February what?
February 8th.
And look, you're working 2 jobs, right? I got it. So if you get things going and you're still not ready to come in at, you don't want to come in on February 8th because you don't have everything in place, but you've been in contact with her and you don't want to take a day off just to come back and ask me for more time, talk to your attorney, talk to Mr. Rowley. Maybe we can make that happen. So you're not wasting time coming in just to tell me, Judge, I need a little bit more time to make your tail wag. All right. Once again, I don't want to be the person that piles on when life's kicking you around. But I do want you in treatment because I think that's going to help you deal with all the other stresses you're dealing with right now. Good luck. Good to see you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Officer Garcia, thank you for your assistance.
Judge, thank you.
Is that officer out there here to arrest you or?
That officer was here to say goodbye. He's leaving.